Great day, everyone! Welcome to another episode of Nourish to Flourish PH, where we empower you to nourish your body so you can flourish holistically. I'm Dennis Hilario, an entrepreneur and a business consultant, and of course, together with us, registered nutritionist dietitian, Coach Mary Rose Del Rio.
Yes! Hello, everyone! We are already on our episode 7. Ayan.
Yes.
So, part pa rin po ng welcoming ng ating New Year. No? I'm sure yung iba ongoing yung mga weight management process.
Yeah.
And importante maintindihan natin that part of our weight management, guys, is crucial dyan yung ating liver. Kasi lagi natin naririnig, magdi-detox na tayo. Ayan.
Yun. So, yun yung ating main topic ngayon.
Yes.
Pero before that, kamusta yung last episode natin is about New Year's health resolution.
Health resolutions.
Kamusta? Ikaw ba on track pa rin doon?
On track, definitely. On track tayo.
Sa bagay, hindi ka naman nagre-resolution sa health kasi yun naman ang lifestyle mo na talaga, di ba?
Amen.
And profession.
Diba? So sabi nga nila, your day 1 naman, it doesn't have to be January 1 talaga. Kung ngayon, it doesn't have, may iba kasi naghihintay din. Next, sa Monday. May mga ganyan humihirit.
Parang guilty ako dyan.
Ayun. So, pwede bang today na yon, no? Yung day 1.
Yes, right? Yes. On my end, well, ganun pa rin naman. From time to time, medyo may mga araw na napapakain ng hindi okay. Pero
yes,
at least nakaka-catch up. Like ko naman sinasabi, before kasi I used to feel bad about myself pagka may namimiss akong araw. Pero this time, just be easy and
yes.
Don't
Siguro I would like to add on to that, sir. Biglang may nag-pop up na idea sa mind ko. Kasi recently, I'm also rereading Atomic Habits.
Oh yeah, James Clear.
Kay James Clear, diba? I'm sure you guys are familiar about the book. And dahil yun nga, I'm rereading it again. Kasi I believe na kapag may mga libro tayong paulit-ulit na binabasa, meron siyang bagong perspective na binibigay sa atin, considering also the experiences that we had in the past. So like what you have said, sir, diba, in terms of the healthy habits that we are building from time to time, meron tayong good habits and not so good habits.
Right.
So sabi doon, I can remember that one particular page, para lang daw yung election, merong pro sa'yo, merong boto sa'yo, meron ding hindi boto sa'yo.
Yes.
So parang it doesn't have to be a unanimous thing. What you just have to be conscious about is to win majority of the time. Yung majority of the votes is kumbaga pro-health yung mga pinipili natin. So don't feel bad if sometimes napakuro tayo ng kumagat ka ng isa, dalawang chicharon, kumain ka ng ice cream, though it's very important that you get to know your limits. Katulad kanina, nag-aalmusal kami. So, si mommy, niluto niya yung may sotangon, may tofu, halo-halo ay may mushroom. Basta it's like a noodle soup na siya, maganda yung mga laman, rich in protein, may mga hipon, etc. Ganyan. And then on the side, bumili siya ng puto. So sabi ko, that's an example of, simple carbohydrates. So, know your portions kasi nakakadalawang na siya, sliced na siya. Diba? So,
tsaka yun din tinuturo sa mga good habits, diba? Tanggalin mo yung mga ang tawag doon, kasi minsan kung wala namang kasing laman yung rep, wala kang magiging bad habit, di ba?
Yeah, yung visibility ng mga bagay-bagay na
yung convenience of getting that bad habit.
Correct.
Kasi tanggalin mo siya sa paligid mo para hindi ka ma-tempt. No? Guilty rin ako dyan kasi bumili ng ice cream si Leslie noong isang araw.
Anong flavor yan?
Double Dutch.
Double Dutch! Naku, favorite yun ng mother ko.
So kagabi, napatingin, Double Dutch. Yan na lang naman ako, mga few spoons. Ayun. So, sana ma-maintain natin. I mean, ako naman, ever since, like I said, ang keyword ko this year is willpower.
Willpower. So, #willpower.
Yun. Sige, so, I'm very interested dito sa ating topic ngayon about liver. Kasi, especially if nagtitake ka ng mga, kung meron ka mga habits like drinking or for example, maraming kang tinitake na gamot. I think it's important also na
synthetic medications.
Maalagaan talaga yung liver natin. So that leads us to the question, sabi nga nila, yung liver is often called the body's detox powerhouse.
Yes.
So can you give us a quick overview of its role in maintaining overall health?
Opo. No? So, yung ating atay, sabi nga, love your liver. Kung ang ating skin daw, ang largest organ, ang ating pong liver is the largest internal
okay.
organ. Yeah. So technically, parang second to the largest organ siya. Pero pag sa loob ng katawan, siya po yung pinakamalaki.
Bago sa akin yan. Information na yan.
Yes, right. And sa science din, may kasabihan tayo that the structure suits its function. So given the size of it, ibig sabihin, ganun din katindi yung role niya. Right? So ganun siya kalaki. Siyempre, meron siyang responsibility dyan. Bakit siya yung pinakamalaki? Right? Sa loob. So may ibig sabihin yon. And I hope that throughout this webinar we get to also be reminded na yung pagbibigay talaga ng importansya sa kanya. Pero yun nga, hindi natin siya marirealize na bigyan siya ng importance or see the value of it if we don't understand the value of it. So for today's episode, we're gonna walk through you guys. No, but before that, subscribe muna kayo.
Oo nga, tama.
Episode 7 na tayo, no? Ayan, merong bell button dyan. So subscribe in our channel, Nourish to Flourish PH. We are present not just here in YouTube, but also in
Spotify.
Ayan.
Actually, sa rin yata, sa Apple, kasi pag nag-distribute naman siya,
ganun po ba yun?
distribute yun sa Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and whatnot. And then, we're gonna, of course, we post also in shorts, mga short videos sa The Playground PH, and of course, sa page mo.
Yes.
Kay Coach Mary Rose, meron tayong mga pages, Facebook pages. Instagram, meron din tayong Instagram.
Yes.
Yun, so follow us kasi it helps people na like-minded and matulungan din natin yung mga tao ma-discover tayo for health education.
Yes. So, regardless may problema ka sa liver mo or wala as of today, very important na makinig po tayo. But most especially, kung naririnig nyo guys yung mga may fatty liver cirrhosis, or yun nga, nasabi ni Sir kanina, may mga maintenance medication, or kung hindi ka naman, kumbaga nag-smoke or yung umiinom ng mga alcoholic drinks. But if you're kind of exposed to those people, or from time to time nagko-commute tayo, pollution is there everywhere, toxins are around you. Toxins, ayan. So, yes, common knowledge na ang liver is, undergoes that or has that detoxification process na lagi niyang ginagawa, 24/7. Isa sa mga role niyan is fat metabolism na mas aalamin natin later. Ano bang role, Paano bang ano ba yung mismong mechanism of action ni liver in terms of fat metabolism? Kasi culprit din yan if gusto mo talaga or seryoso ka talaga in terms of losing body fat mass or, in weight management. At the same time, nagsustore din po ng mga nutrients, si liver, particularly mga fat soluble vitamins. Also, part of our cholesterol, bukod sa cholesterol na nanggagaling sa pagkain, medyo may konti din pong cholesterol na pinoproduce sa liver. Ayan, napakarami. And at the same time, sa metabolism, not just your fat, medyo sa carbohydrates and proteins na rin, partly. So, ang dami niya. Actually, over 500 functions. Hindi ko na masyadong maiisa-isa lahat.
Dami pala.
Pero ganun po katindi yung ating liver. Kaya you really have to love your liver. Yes.
Pero yung liver, actually, paborito ko rin kainin niya sa...
Ay, oo.
sa chicken, tsaka sa pork, no?
Diba? Yung mga parang liver steak.
Liver steak.
Maraming patatas at saka caramelized onion. Favorite ko din yan. Magaling magluto niya ng nanay ko.
Oo nga. Pero you mentioned about fat digestion, Paano ba siya nag-handle nito in our body? How does that handle in our body?
Yes. So, yung atin pong liver, nagpo-produce yan ng bile. Diba? Yung bile, parang na yun yung nag-emulsify ng mga fats na pinapasok natin sa katawan natin. So, kahit actually hindi ka kumakain ng fried food, right? Kahit yung karne na, the usual karne, pork, beef, chicken, or kahit fish man yan, kahit sabihin mo ng inihaw mo yan, grilled, boiled, stewed, kahit paano, meron din pong fats yan. Avocado, etc. So, even though you don't use oil, kasi yung iba, akala lang, mantika, yun, fats. Yes, it's true, but apart from marami pong sources pa rin tayo ng fat. Tipong nag-mayonnaise ka, ganun ka, yan, may fats yan. So, it's very important that our liver is empowered enough to metabolize that fat sources properly.
Correct.
So, yan, pag-produce ng bile, yun po yung isa sa, so technically, if your liver is medyo hindi ganun ka-efficient in producing that bile in terms of emulsification of fats, magkakaroon tayo ng fat storage instead. So, dyan na yung sisimula ng fat build-up hanggang sa mapapansin mo na, yun nga, yung body fat mass natin, medyo mas challenging siyang ibaba, no? And then it leads to weight gain over time din. Yun na, dire-diretso na obesity, and then kakaroon ka ng heart problem, diabetes, yung domino effect na natin na trail ng ano. So it's really, kung wala po kayong any challenge right now in terms of the diseases or illnesses I've mentioned, it's really high time to protect your liver before pa siya, mag-malfunction.
Right.
Level.
I'm just curious, diba may term na fatty liver, no? Ibig sabihin ba nun, since si liver ang sabi mo nag-emulsify, sabihin si liver ang unang nagkakaroon ng fat before the mass yung buong body mo?
Basically
not necessarily.
Kung si liver po yung merong nababalutan yung ng fat. Well, basically, kailangan pa rin naman po talaga natin ng certain amount of fat sa katawan. Number one, it's for insulation. Pero technically, 8 to 10% or so, depende po sa gender yan. Sa mga male, mas mababa yung body fat na kumbaga ideal for you as compared sa mga female. May allowance tayo kasi po importante din yon for pag nag-pregnancy, mga ganyan. So iba yung allowance ng sa mga babae. So you can message us para alamin nyo yung tamang ano ba yung ideal body fat for you, no, considering your gender and your age. So importante pa din po at a certain percentage na meron pong not just our liver, no, but our other internal organs as well. Kasi syempre, di ba, halimbawa, pag mabunggo ka sa lamesa, it acts like a cushion.
Right.
Also, it acts an insulation. Di ba? Minsan, sabi nga nila, mas lamigin yung mga tao na medyo payat. Ganyan. So, it's very important still that we have the right amount of body fat, not just too much.
Right. Kaya pala medyo mas lamigin na ako ngayon.
Gusto mo natin yan? Nung lamigin tayo.
Siguro diba? Pumayat-payat na ako ng kaunti.
Yes. Opo. And sa mga fat-soluble nutrients din, no? Para matransport kung saan-saang parte ng katawan natin, yung mga fat-soluble vitamins in terms of transport, absorption, digestion, may kinalaman po yung mga presence of fats. Pero ideally, again, good fats tayo, like the unsaturated. Omega-3s, ganyan.
Again, magandang insight yun, ano? So, it's really important na maalagaan ng liver because of yung pag-breakdown ng fat is mas efficient. Ano?
Yes.
Pag maganda yung liver natin. Well, let's talk about naman yung isa pang, kinatatakutan lagi natin, yung cholesterol. So, how does the liver impact cholesterol levels, and what can people with high cholesterol do to support their liver and heart health?
Yes, all right. So, kamusta po ang ating mga lab results recently, no? So,
naka-schedule pa lang ako this Friday dapat. Tingnan natin.
So, lipid profile po, i-check natin 'yan. Right? So, nandyan, syempre, part of our lipid profiles are HDL, LDL, trigly, total cholesterol, ganyan. So, of course, as we age, may tendency po talaga, actually sa lahi namin, no? Meron po talaga kami yung tipong mid-20s pa lang, kaya kami talaga watch out, no? Even though we're not feeling, the difficulty of breathing, chest pains, etc., anticipate po natin yan. Kasi, 10%, sabi nga yung mga sakit sa puso, diabetes, etc., 90% is lifestyle and 10% is genes. So that's still 10% is something that we have to be, number pa din yon. 10% pa din yun, malaki-laki pa rin yon. So bigyan po natin ng importansya. Since our liver produces a certain amount of cholesterol, and apart from the other cholesterol that coming from food, though may misconception tayo, na yung egg kasi may cholesterol siya, pero kasi it's hindi naman siya contributory doon sa pagtaas ng mga LDL or which
even
is the bad cholesterol.
The yolk.
Yeah. It's actually a good thing. May mga choline doon, etc., na it actually helps to break down or yung ma-remove yung extra fats natin out of our liver. So marami namang mga dala-dala si egg po na mga nutrients that can actually help your liver function better. Kaya marami pong culprit na cholesterol, not so good cholesterol from the food, like for example yung pero yung karamihan po ng mga pastries na nabibili natin sa labas, kasi they are filled with shortening, butter, and then we get to consume a lot. Siguro kung 2 times a week lang, okay lang po yun. Pero not as like everyday na merienda nyo, ganon. Yun. Like mga donuts, no? So,
pancake.
Na-enjoy ko yan.
Parang may pancake doon sa table na yun.
Yun. So, sasabayan natin siya ng protein and fiber.
Yeah,
so, kung meron po kayong present na mga ganon, make sure na meron kayong mga pambalanse. Oo. No, para naman, kumbaga, yun nga, at the end of the day, you get to win majority of the time yung mga healthier food choices natin, kung meron mang mga ganon. So, yeah, importante lang, nangingibabaw yung mga ganun fiber-rich food. Again, mga omega-3. Remove po natin yung mga trans fats na usually present sa processed food, fast food. No? So, usually, naririnig naman natin yan. It's just that, yun nga, no, dahil, sabi nga ni Sir Kay, visibility, lagi nating nakikita. May challenge talaga in terms of, not really.
Yeah. Pero usually ba, paano sinusukat ang health level ng liver?
Sa ano po talaga? Sa ating dugo, lipid profile. Yun pong nagpapalaboratory tayo.
Okay. Yes, pero hindi yung mga ultrasound, walang gano'n? Meron din?
Yeah. Sa ultrasound, kung fatty liver po tayo. So, sorry, liver po, no? Talagang hindi cholesterol. Kasi cholesterol, yeah. Again, to answer the question, sir, paano daw namin measure yung health ng liver natin? Dalawa po yan. So, yung sa dugo, di ba, yung SGPT, SGOT. Pero hindi po porket tumataas yung SGPT or SGOT nyo ay conclusive na fatty liver yon. You have to double check it sa ultrasound. Only the ultrasound can have the conclusion na, okay, mild fatty liver to. Yun. So, kaya ideally po, not just sa mga blood chem natin, but pa-abdominal, ultrasound po tayo.
Yeah. Yes. Napaganyan nga ako last year.
Maganda yung tanong ni Sir, di ba? Take note po natin yun.
Sige. So, beside dun sa role niya sa metabolism, no, you briefly mentioned that nag-i-store din siya ng nutrients.
Yes.
So, can you elaborate on that?
Yes. So, meron po tinatawag na glycogen. No? It's a stored form of glucose. Di ba si glucose, yan yung parang immediate energy
fuel,
source, immediate fuel. But of course, smart po ang ating, number one, smart si Lord, di ba? Siya yung nag-design ng katawan natin. Right? Sa mga pagkakataon na tataka kayo, bakit yung iba nagpa-fasting ng matagal, pero still, buhay na buhay pa rin sila, di ba? Kahit medyo tubig-tubig lang. Kasi meron po tinatawag na glycogen. It's a stored form of your glucose na, your body uses it sa mga pagkakataon na, yun nga, hindi ganun ka-ready or readily available yung glucose natin that is the immediate energy source. Yun, that's one. So, importante, no? So, imagine, sa liver, imbakan siya. Nung napaka-importante na backup energy source na yon. So, if your liver is not really functioning well, apart from liver sa muscle, sa ilang muscle parts din pala nagsistore din doon si glycogen, no? Apart from that is yung mga...
Pero anong nauuna dun sa fuel consumption? Kasi 'di ba una yung correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Yung energy from calories, tama ba?
Carbohydrates.
Okay.
Yeah. Si fats then huli po si protein. Actually, ang galing din talaga ni Lord, meron talaga doon rationale behind bakit ganun yung level ng use of energy. So, priority always would, si carbohydrates natin.
Yeah,
So, kaya wag pa rin po tayo magpapawala ng carbohydrates. Primarily complex carbohydrates. Especially your brain. Your brain's immediate energy source na kinikilala niya is the glucose. So, next niyan is, pag masyadong wala na siyang nadedetect, it can pick up some glycogen sources, but more of C-fats sa katawan natin. Okay.
Yun ba yung tinatawag na ketosis? O
yeah,
hindi pa?
At some point.
Okay.
Ketosis, yeah. But of course, you don't want to, yun din. Hindi naman inuubos na ubos talaga ng katawan mo yung fats, no? Bago niya i-consume si protein. But basically, delikado na kapag si protein yung last part. Kasi since ang role talaga ni protein is for growth, development, and repair. Ibig sabihin, sa mga pagkakataon po na nagkakasakit tayo, na-injury tayo, any part of our body, si protein yung to the rescue in terms of repair. So, meron talaga siyang responsibility. You don't want to touch protein in terms of energy consumption. So, ideally, itong first two lang na to. Kasi napaka-holy.
So, hindi rin maganda yung sobrang wala kang fat percentage kasi sobrang payat mo na, di ba?
Opo. Kaya meron sa mga Africa, may mga bata dyan, makikita nyo sobrang dikit na yung kanilang skin sa buto. Protein, malnutrition na tinatawag, no? So, yun talaga dahil sobrang deprived sila sa mga basic na mga food. Ganun na yung itsura nila. Kaya medyo yung growth nila, hindi na talaga nila na-achieve. Yeah.
Okay. So, yung mga nutrients na yan, of course, kasama doon yung ini-store niya yung mga micronutrients.
Yes po. Fat-soluble primarily. Pag sinabi natin fat-soluble po, may acronym tayo dyan, sir. ADEK. ADEK. So, syempre maraming roles din yan sa katawan natin, right? Vitamin A, sa skin mo, sa eyes mo, vitamin D, lagi nating naririnig yan, di ba? Immune system, your bone health as well, vitamin E, which is not just acts as a vitamin, but also as an antioxidant, which is very good for your heart as well. Vitamin K sa blood clotting, di ba? So, napaka-importante din yan. Kung ayaw nyo na, pag nasugatan kayo, magdire-diretso yung, yung blood natin, you need vitamin K. So, it's important.
So, ibig sabihin, by default, si liver nag-store ng mga nutrients na yun.
Fat-soluble nutrients. Yes. Soluble. Kaya, hindi rin po tayo madaling mag-run out ng mga fat-soluble nutrients na yan. Unlike water-soluble, halimbawa, sir, si B-complex at saka si vitamin C. Bakit araw-araw intentional? Kailangan natin ibigay yan sa katawan natin. Kasi araw-araw din siya na-flush out. Through the urine, through the sweat. Hindi siya ganun kabonggang nasa-store. Right. Unlike the ADEK na sa liver. No? So, yun. Kaya po, tayo, lagi nating mas naririnig. B-complex, vitamin C. Kasi since hindi po siya pinoproduce ng katawan and there's no way then for our body to, have a parang storage room for that. Unlike the ADEK. Talagang maingay po or lagi nating naririnig kailangan vitamin C everyday, B-complex everyday because literal na nafa-flush out siya sa katawan natin everyday. And the need for it's considered as an essential vitamin. Kasi may grouping din po yan. Essential, non-essential, etc. Ganyan. So yung term niya being essential, necessary talaga siya, sir. Or else, let's say, pag hindi mo siya pinrovide intentional sa katawan mo, there is some sort of process or mechanism sa katawan mo na pwedeng hindi mag-function at 100%. Because of the lack of that particular nutrient.
Pero usually, gano'ng katagal siya nag-store sa liver? Yung ADEK?
Days. Weeks, months. Kaya yung iba po, di ba meron tayong tinatawag na mga micronutrient deficiency. It will, for example, may 2 weeks or 3 weeks kang hindi vitamin, fat-soluble vitamin. Hindi agad siya mag-a-appear as, unlike yung mga micronutrient, like for example, B-complex, no? Mas related siya sa energy production. Malaki ang role ng B-complex in terms of energy production. Kapag, let's say, 2 days na or 3 days kang walang B-complex, kaya marami din namang food sources na may B-complex apart from supplements. Ramdam mo agad na parang hinang-hina ka agad, ganyan. Whereas, si ADENK, yun nga, before mo pa mapansin na deficient ka na, linggo or buwan naman. Ganon siya.
So, ibig sabihin pala, nung pag kumain ka ng pork liver or chicken, makukuha mo yung mga vitamin ADEK doon? No, not necessarily. Sorry, mga tanong ko out of this world.
Ng hayop po, you mean? Well, depende kung yung ni-raise din yung animal na yon, yung feed ba? Kasi po, diba, iba-iba yung how certain like chicken or something is being grown.
Yeah. Pero definitely yung iron is always nakadikit sa liver, di ba?
Opo.
Yan ang common knowledge.
Opo, sa liver. We can also get iron from leafy vegetables. Ganyan. And sa mga meat natin.
Okay.
Yes,
so, hindi, okay. Okay. Sige. So, another topic here, no? So, I think nauso in the past decade, nauso yung pampaputi yung glutathione, di ba?
Sino mga nag-gluta dyan?
Nag-gluta, oo. Actually, nalaman ko, nagulat din ako na yung palang glutathione is more on sa liver talaga than the skin. Yung I think side effect lang yung sa skin. Yun, so can you explain that and why it is important sa liver?
Yes. So, glutathione, we usually hear that para yun nga, sabi nila magpaputi, glutadrip, or mga oral supplements, ganyan. The good news is, ano ba ang pagkakakilala natin kay glutathione? It's actually called a master antioxidant, right? So, being an antioxidant, talagang it's, very powerful in addressing yung mga free radicals natin, and at the same time, it's primarily hindi talaga siya, yun nga, side effect lang niya at a certain high doses, but it's more of, it helps then in the detoxification process. No, in fact, we actually don't necessarily need to get glutathione from these injectables or oral supplements. Ano na lang siya, no? Medyo optional po sa totoo lang. The requirement that your body would always produce glutathione, that's why we really need to protect your liver. Since the liver po, ang main organ din na nagpo-produce ng glutathione if your liver po is functioning well. Oo. So, meron din kasing mga certain glutathione nutrients from food, pero the thing is, hindi siya readily absorbable din by our body. Kasi nga, technically, kaya naman na talagang parang i-produce ng katawan natin yon. What we need actually is, ano yung mga nutrients that will support glutathione production. Yun po yung kailangan natin. So, ano yung mga nutrients na para matulungan po natin yung liver natin to produce its own. Because in that way, mas powerful po yung role, no, ni antioxidant. So, marami.
So, what are those?
Ano yung mga nutrients? Ayun, eto na. Isa-isahin natin. No? Marami-rami po sila. Ayan. So, number 1 yung selenium. Okay. So, usually, concentrated source niyan, Brazil nuts. I know it's not that hindi common dito sa Pilipinas. Meron naman po sa mga specialty stores natin, no?
That's sa Shopee yata meron yan, no?
Yes. And ano lang din, hindi tayo dapat makarami din ng Brazil nuts, unlike yung mga peanuts na mahilig tayo dyan makarami. Diba?
Oh yeah, ako mahilig dyan.
Yung mga nilagang mani. Okay,
tsaka kasama rin yan sa sa binigay mo sa akin, di ba? Yung cashew nuts po. And almonds.
Almonds, yes. Importante yan kasi marami ding dyan, nutrients. Omega-3s, ganyan. Vitamin E, no? Cruciferous. Ano ba yung cruciferous? Mga cauliflower, broccoli, ganyan. Marami po dyang nutrients na makakatulong sa ating liver. And at the same time, no, yan, poultry and eggs, like what I mentioned earlier, no, because nandyan yung mga choline na tinatawag sa mga eggs natin. Also ALA, alpha lipoic acid, nasa mga leafy vegetables, primarily concentrated sa spinach. I know it's not that, hindi dyan masyado, no, yung mga Pilipino, more of tayo, kangkong, diba? Though, present naman yan sa mga groceries. So if it's, readily.
Sa ngayon, meron ng bok choy, yung chowking eh. Diba? Nagulat ako pa may bok choy.
Ay, talaga po? Hindi ko masyadong narinig. Pero that's good, ha?
So, ito, this may be a controversial question, So, ibig sabihin ba nun yung mga nag-o-offer ng gluta drip is somehow hindi effective?
Well, it delivers its hindi naman sa hindi po effective, no? Yun nga po, again, optional siya, depende sa budget ng tao and sa health goals nila, right? If basically your primary health goal is just to maintain the function of your liver, magkaroon lang ng hindi ma-compromise yung detox process role ng liver natin, then it's just yung mga basic nutritional supplements natin who provides that nutrients and also the food is already enough.
Pero mostly kasi they are doing that para pumuti. Or gumanda yung skin.
Opo.
Diba? So, is that not recommended?
I cannot speak for that, no? Sorry, kasi marami tayong mababangga dyan na...
this may be controversial.
Siguro po, meron din naman actually mga estheticians who are supervising these people. So long as the source and the dosage is okay, considering the health profile of the person. Kasi importante rin, syempre, ina-assess po natin sila bago tayo mag-inject dyan. Hopefully, ganun yung process sa mga clinics kung saan man kayo nagpapa-inject. Kasi syempre, alam natin, maraming mga celebrities, influencers who does that, and wala naman silang, I hope, health problems pa so far. Then probably kasi naging na yan, no, parang part na rin ng culture natin yan for the past, I don't know, more than a decade na rin.
Nagka-issue pa yung last year kaya di ba? Yung asawa ni Robin Padilla na nag-gluta drip siya sa Senate ba yun? Sa office ng Senate.
Talaga? May ganun ba?
May ganun si Mariel,
Si Mariel, yeah.
Anyway, so, so next question ko actually, medyo curious talaga ako dito kasi I used to take this kasi natatakot nga ako na somehow ma-affect yung liver, no? So, yung tinatawag na silimarin.
Yes.
So, I'm sure naririnig ng karamihan to and laging na-advertise din yung mga supplements dito, no? Is it really necessary or optional lang to? Especially for optimal na detoxification ng process. Liver.
Ayan. So, siguro i-flash din natin to guys sa screen, no? I'll be showing here like, the liver's detox process. So, common, rin kasi sa akin yan, tanong, no, requirement ba talaga yung nutrients niyan every day, etc. So, going back, ayan, konting anatomy physiology class.
Yun.
Alright, so let's kumbaga answer yung question ni Sir based on scientific So meron pong again tinatawag na liver detox process po yung ating katawan. So sa phase 1 makikita natin so pagpasok ng ang dami pong mga toxicities na pumapasok sa katawan natin. Kung kumain ka halimbawa ng isang araw ng hotdog, tocino, nakalanghap ka ng pollution from outside, even the things that we inhale or put into our skin, lahat po yan, maraming mga kinokon, or simpleng nag-spray ka ng Baygon, Lysol sa bahay mo, lahat po yan, may mga particles na kailangang i-flush out yung atin pong liver. So, pagdating ng phase 1 and phase 2, meron pong tinatawag na required nutrients. So, ibig sabihin, your liver demands from you a certain level or a certain list of nutrients. Nag-i-inventory. Ito bang katawan na to? Meron bang pumasok today na? Ayan, sabi dito, folic, B3, B6, B12, A, C, calcium, D3, E, milk thistle, which is the silymarin. Okay? And acetylcysteine, citrus bioflavonoids, quercetin, etc. So, apart po from the tinanong ni Sir na silymarin, sa phase 1 pa lang, marami na po na mga required nutrients. So, pagdating ng phase 2, marami-rami din yan. So, kumbaga, the bottom line is, if we want our waste products, nakalagay dito, na talagang ma-eliminate out of our system, then we really need na mabigyan ng tamang materyales, kumbaga, si liver na trumabaho ng maayos at 100%. Yun. So, yun po yung kailangan natin i-check kung dun ba sa mga kinakain kong food and nutritional supplements, present ba itong mga nutrients na to para hindi naman magtampo sa liver, Para hindi siya mag-underperform. Para hindi po maipon yung mga dumi sa ating katawan. Yan.
Galing, Meron siyang ganung configuration na detect niya kung parang may kulang,
Yes, alright. Amazing yan. So, you can actually search that, even sa Google. Marami pong nakakita kayong ganitong format. Ipa-flash din natin yan sa ating screen. The liver detox process. Yan. Very interesting.
So, ayun, nalaman na natin ngayon how important yung liver, tsaka yung function niya sa katawan natin. So, ano ba yung, siguro yung susunod na question, paano ba talaga natin pangangalagaan yung liver natin? But first, ano ba yung mga common factors that can damage yung liver and how can we avoid them?
Ayan. So, ano ba yung mga usual na naririnig natin, 'di ba? Apart from
alcohol.
Alcohol. Ano ba pa, sir?
Sigarilyo?
Yan. Lead pollution.
Basta any toxin,
Oo.
Yun nga, kung meron kang medication, usual medication or maintenance, even sa pagkain, overeating, di ba?
Isa rin yan.
Oo. Ano pa ba?
Actually, naririnig nyo naman din, guys, di ba, sa paligid. It's just a matter sometimes of, implementing also to ourselves. Right? Environmental toxins. And usually, sir, yung mga people who are working sa mga pabrika. Sa mga, ang tawag doon?
Mga planta.
Planta. Yan, sa atin, FPIP, we have the lima, lalo na kapag lagi silang, alam na yung kapag may mga tawag doon, may mga paints, clothing, kapag sobrang yung amoy nung sa mga nasa tarpaulin printing, mga ganyan. Hindi man nila nakikita at some point na-immune na sila sa mga ganung amoy. So, din yan, talagang may mga particles po in the air that's, we really have to be careful about na hindi natin yan. So, syempre, kapag ganun yung nature of work natin, po talaga, it gives us extra risk. Kaya mayroong tinatawag na non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Nagtataka sila, bakit ako naging may sobrang sa fats ang liver ko, hindi naman ako masyadong ganito, ganyan. Marami pong contributory factors. Why is it that the person is experiencing that?
Yeah. Yun. So, yun yung kailangan nating ma-avoid yung mga ganun talaga, especially kung nasa planta tayo. May experience ako dyan kasi I remember meron akong client na planta sa Clark. Yung merong isang staff doon na bago pa lang. So, yung skin niya sa mukha very clear and what not. So, after a few months, pagtingin ko dami na niyang pimples. Effect nung ng mga toxin sa planta. Sabi din niya na yun daw talaga yung reason.
Opo.
So, yun, we have to avoid those. Of course, yung general rule of thumb sa health, pag inaalagaan mo yung health mo, in effect, that will also take care of your liver, di ba? So let's go naman doon sa mga common liver diseases, Nabanggit na natin yung fatty liver, hepatitis, cirrhosis, these are the common, di ba? Ano ba yung mga early warning signs na or symptoms that you should watch out?
Yan.
Para maagapan natin.
Yes. So, ano kasi yan, di ba? Nagpo-progress po. So, una si healthy liver, sunod si fatty liver, sunod si liver cirrhosis, and then liver cancer na yan. Okay? So, as per medical conclusions right now, impossible, irreversible daw, no, yung pag nag-liver cancer ka na tsaka si liver cirrhosis para mapunta sa healthy liver ulit. So, ang reversible pa as of the moment is si fatty liver papunta uli kay healthy liver. But, given the lifestyle medicine program that we have right now that we adopted from US, no, kasi it's the lifestyle medicine program here in the Philippines, I think started at around medyo I think around post-pandemic, mga ganyan. No? So, meron ng cases na kahit nasa liver cirrhosis, liver cancer case is kaya pong maging healthy liver ulit. Yun. So, what do you need to watch out for? There are a couple of signs and symptoms. Well, number one, yung mga usual natin, yung jaundice, diba? Or parang medyo naninilaw-nilaw yung skin natin.
Common yun.
Opo, yun yung usual dating naririnig. Apart from that, pwede pa yung, syempre kapag meron tayong isang symptom, we have to consider more, pa yung mga other niyang nararamdaman. Is pwedeng mas madalas kang napapagod kahit let's say, kompleto naman yung kain mo, kompleto naman yung tulog mo, ganyan. Feeling bloated ka all the time kahit na meron ka namang iniinom na digestive enzymes, mga ganon. And maraming dark urine, isa pa yan. Though marami ring pwede kasing contributory kung bakit minsan medyo dark yung urine natin. But ang conclusive talaga dyan is pag nagpa-laboratory tayo.
Yeah.
That's why by the way, yung signs and symptoms natin, again, these are late manifestation of a certain disease or illness. That's why it's very important po na magpapa-assess tayo every year para agad maano mo siya, 'di ba? Maagapan mo siya kung meron man. Opo.
Correct. Yung sa urine naman kasi meron ding factor possibly yung kidney, 'di ba? It can be another episode yung sa kidney kidney problems.
Opo.
Yun. So, question lang, is there's such thing as liver transplant, ano?
Yes.
Oo, yeah, may ganun. Okay.
Though, ang galing lang din ng liver natin kasi kahit a quarter, 25% na lang yung liver mo is functioning, it can still regenerate. Yeah, and become, a whole, very good liver pa din. Again, nakadepende po yan sa atin. Kung tayo din yung decision natin, yung kabuuan din ng ating commitment. Ganon din kabuo.
Correct. Diba? Tama yun. Commitment talaga yan. Oh. Pero in relation to that, so kung someone with those conditions, yun nga, non-alcoholic fatty liver or hepatitis, so paano natin ma-manage their condition through diet?
Ayan. So, focus po tayo sa mga nutrient-dense food. So, konting pasada sa mga macros natin and micros. So, sa mga carbs natin, again, go for whole grains. Right? So, as much as possible, mga fiber-rich, brown rice, quinoa, corn, kamote, mga ganyan. Okay? So, limit po natin yung mga simple carbs natin, white rice, white bread, okay? Simple sugars, no? And next po natin si protein, yun nga, as much as possible, 1 to 2 times lang po tayo mag-fried. If mag-fried, go for canola oil instead. And i-remove po natin yung fatty portion ng meat, no? Go for the lean meat instead. Sa fats naman natin, go for the omega-3 sources natin. Okay, so you have your avocado, walnuts, almonds, you have your salmon, mga ganyan. And as much as possible, yun nga, limit natin talaga. Marami talaga, sir, sa mga pastries. Trans fats, so
yung mga supplements, nakaka ba siya? Effect ng liver health?
Affect in a way, it has its pros and cons as well.
Okay.
Because in science, meron tayong kasabihan, not all supplements are created equal, and good science is destroyed by bad manufacturing. So, for example, sir, yung mga mention natin kanina and yung mga list of nutrients po na binanggit natin kanina, like yung mga milk thistle, biotin, choline, NAC, ALA, hindi mo siya, like si milk thistle, sa totoo lang yung plant nun, it's not an edible plant na pwede mo siyang kainin na, like the usual salad, no? But the thing is, it has marami na talagang research studies in which na if you get to provide that sa katawan mo regularly, it can really help, make your liver optimally functioning. So extract siya. It's just very important na yung supplement natin, again, what we use is a pharmaceutical grade, making sure na yung handling, kung paano in-extract yung nutrient na yan from the plant to the point na nilagay siya sa isang tablet, that makes sure na everything goes well. And it's not just, again, the milk thistle. What we recommend is actually the Hepasil brand, in which it goes together not just with milk thistle, but yung kaninang nakita natin na graphic, meron din siyang N-acetylcysteine, alpha-lipoic acid, choline, kaya yun, I have a certain case din dito sa Lipa. Liver CA siya, sir, 73-year-old, no? Shout out, I know, sana na nakikinig, no? Ayan, talagang, siya, nakagraduate sa mga chemo, radiation therapy. Dakilang plantito na si Lolo. Ayan, so we're very happy na tulungan natin yung family nila, no? Yun, apart from these nutritionals that we're recommending, holistic yung approach natin. So talagang doon ko na-realize na it's really possible, no, na if ever you have that kind of cases right now or any of your family members, so long as we commit to the principles, sir, na we have discussed, talagang better quality of life awaits you.
Yeah. Pero halimbawa yung mga over-the-counter na mga supplements and yung mga A to Z supplements na nabibili natin over the counter. Araw-araw mo siya itinitake, no? Kailangan mo ba ng parang supplement din for liver para lang hindi masira yung liver mo dun sa supplement na yon? Does it make sense ba yung question ko?
You mean a very focused nutritional supplement for the liver?
Do you need that kung nagtitake ka, for example, regularly ng
regular na multivitamins.
Multivitamins?
Yes, sir. Kasi given po na like yun nga, si milk thistle is not present actually sa regular multivitamins. Sa specialized, po kasi siya, nutrient. Talagang si milk thistle is known as like related siya as a liver supplement. Yes, okay. Since nakita natin siya, sir, dun sa listahan ng phase 1 and phase 2 detoxification process.
So may risk
that
talaga.
That makes it necessary na ibigay sa katawan natin.
So kung nag-multivitamins ka, it is recommended
add-on.
Na i-add on mo yung mga liver supplements.
Yes po.
Okay,
kasi importante siya ni omega-3, ni na probiotics, mga ganyan, sir. Sila yung mga one of the non-negotiable actually nutrients that you should have.
Okay. But of course, yung ating recommend talaga na mga supplements, yun talagang
inclusive siya.
Inclusive na siya doon.
Actually, it's different compared sa mga hindi siya nabibili sa mga common pharmacy guys and the one that we are recommending. We have actually partnered with this particular brand. Siniship pa siya, sir, from US. And yeah, it's not just milk thistle, but it also has the choline, which is responsible for removing the extra fats out of your liver. Kaya yung iba nagtataka bakit daw, yun nga, yung mga SGPT nila, SGOT nila, if may fatty liver sila before, daw particular nutrient din na nakakatulong. No? So, may mga broccoli extract din yan, mga ganyan. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yun.
Lahat ng mga dinedemand ng liver nyo, it's that si scientists rin yung nag-formulate.
Right. And again, if you want to learn more, just click the link below and reach out to us for a consultation with Coach Mary
and the
Rose.
right dosaging fit for you guys.
Yun. So I think that's about it. We can wrap it up. So in general, any summarized version of what we've talked about.
Yes. So I hope guys, nag-sink in sa atin yung importance ng ating liver. Let's not, kumbaga, be complacent and kumbaga, every day, since talagang nagtatrabaho siya, supportahan natin yung trabaho ng liver natin.
Ayun. So, ako naman is, I'm very glad kasi yung liver, nasa radar ko lagi yan eh. At least now, nalinawan ako number one, kung ano talaga yung role niya, which is yun nga, yung
ang dami. 500
functions. Plus. Pero, inabanggit nga ni Coach kanina, yung it helps yung pag-metabolize ng ating fat, and storage ng ating ADEC. Nakikinig ako.
Yan, ADEC.
Yun, so,
perfect.
I hope you found this episode helpful and maraming insights. And again, if you haven't already, kindly consider subscribing so it can reach out to more people like you. Matulungan natin sila. And so hit the subscribe button. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope yung next episode natin, exciting yung mga nakapila sa ating mga topics about our Nourish to Flourish podcast. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in our next episode.
Thank you.